It was in the late 1940s and early 50s that the people of Arkansas, like most Americans in those post-war years, were full of hope. As the economy shifted from a military emphasis to one that was consumer-driven, the feeling was that anything was possible. It was in this northwest Arkansas community of Bentonville that Sam and Helen Walton purchased Luther Harrison's Variety Store and demonstrated their confidence in the future and in the people of that area. In 1950, they opened the first Walton's Five and Dime, a Ben Franklin franchise with a Walton name. Those who worked with Sam in those early years recall his comments about the importance of helping customers. Sam said, "There's only one boss, the customer." He pointed out that the customer can fire everyone, from the chairman on down, just by shopping somewhere else. Between 1950 and 1962, Sam, often with his brother Bud, opened 17 Ben Franklin stores. Then in 1962, Sam opened his first large discount store under the Walmart name in Rogers, Arkansas. It was less than one-fifth the size of today's average Walmart and had only 25 employees. Its volume and promising future led Sam to make a trip to the Ben Franklin offices in Chicago. He told them about the idea he had for taking a discount store and putting it in a small rural community. Sam told them he was convinced that there was a lot more business available in those smaller communities than what most people of that time believed. So would they consider selling him merchandise for a discount store at a lower price so they could together try this new venture of serving the rural communities with a new kind of store? Well, the Ben Franklin folks really just didn't see a future in discount retail. Besides that, they said they couldn't offer him merchandise at a lower price than what they were already selling to Ben Franklin franchises. Undeterred, Sam continued to pursue his vision, and 2 years later, in 1964, he opened his second Walmart in Harrison, Arkansas. It was anything but a smooth opening. Here's how David Glass, then president of another drug retailing chain, remembers the store upon his first visit.
He'd bought a couple of truckloads of watermelons that he'd spread across the front. He had donkey rides out on the parking lot. I mean, it was kind of a carnival atmosphere, but it was 100 and some degrees in Harrison, Arkansas. And the watermelons had begun to split, and the juice was running out all over the sidewalk and the parking lot, and the donkeys did what donkeys do, and people tracked all that into the store, and it just kind of added to what the rest of the store looked like. But anyway, Sam toured me around the store, and he was very proud of it. I thought it was the worst retail store that I'd ever been in.
The thing Glass didn't realize about Sam, though, and the people who were involved in those early days in Walmart, is that there was never a day that went by that they didn't improve something. And improve Walmart did. Within another 5 years, Sam and his associates had proved the doubters wrong. A discounter who truly offered the consumer the assurance of low prices every day could be profitable in rural America. The 1970s were a decade of intense growth for Walmart. In 1970, Walmart went public, and in 1972, the company was listed on the New York Stock Exchange. This initial 100-share certificate would, after 8 2-for-1 splits, represent at the end of 1989, 25,600 shares, well worth over $1 million. Today, many more times that amount. The 1970s saw Walmart grow in many ways, from its first distribution center to more stores to bigger stores, more merchandise, and more employees. And of course, increased sales. Walmart was booming. Employees became known as associates, sharing in one of the most generous profit-sharing plans in American business, due in great part to the urging of Sam's wife, Helen. A milestone was reached in 1979 with the celebration of Walmart's first billion-dollar sales year. The 1980s ushered in a new accelerated expansion with the purchase of 91 Big K stores located primarily in the Southeast. Walmart took a major step towards becoming a national discounter. Then, when Walmart achieved a record 8% pre-tax profit, Sam Walton made good on his promise to associates and performed a hula on Wall Street. The 1980s were also a decade characterized by new concepts, bold innovations, and the use of new technology. And above all, a desire to experiment. One thing that made the company what it is today was an openness to consider any type of new ideas or concepts. Some that may have appeared far-fetched at the time are actually still in use today. In 1987, the company completed the largest private satellite communications system in the U.S., linking all operating units of the company with the Bentonville home office. Other innovations born in the 1980s include the highly successful Sam's Club, a no-frills, members-only warehouse-style wholesale enterprise. In Garland, Texas, Walmart opened its first combination grocery and general merchandise store, dubbed Hypermart USA. And while the Hypermart concept was exciting, with associates roller skating around the enormous facility, it was a concept eventually modified to become Walmart Supercenters. With the arrival of the 1990s, Walmart had become the nation's #1 retailer, and the Supercenter redefined convenience and one-stop shopping. Everyday low prices went international with the opening of a store in Mexico, followed by Argentina, China, and others, again confirming Sam Walton's vision. The decade also saw Sam's passing in 1992, just 3 weeks after being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest honor that can be bestowed upon an individual by a sitting U.S. president. Sam called it the highlight of our career, including his beloved associates in the honor. The new millennium expanded the scope of servant leadership for the company, with Walmart being more involved than ever in helping communities in which their people worked and lived. As the nation coped with wars in the Middle East, Walmart initiates programs to support the troops overseas and their families at home. Then in 2005, a turning point in Walmart's service to its customers and communities took place. As Hurricane Katrina devastates the city of New Orleans, Walmart's rapid response to the catastrophe demonstrated that the company's command of logistics could serve more than its business. Indeed, as trucks rolled into the city loaded with fresh water and basic human needs, the company's Emergency Operations Center took center stage, as thousands of stranded residents welcomed the Walmart convoys. In the ensuing years, Walmart.com emerged as one of the internet's most visited sites, bridging the divide between e-commerce and the in-store experience. $4 prescriptions were introduced by Walmart, and retailers everywhere followed the company's lead. And a focus on sustainability and retail's impact on the environment is in the spotlight as something good for the planet and good for business. Walmart has succeeded in creating a climate where associates are encouraged to be their best. Ideas flow upward at Walmart, from the associates and managers to those at the home office, and Sam Walton's grassroots surveys take the pulse of associate engagement. Above all, there's a guiding belief that Walmart does a better job than its competitors because its people do a better job. Walmart associates take pride in serving their customers, offering quality products at low prices every day. They want customers to feel like family and make the effort to see that their customers want to come back to Walmart. At Walmart, people make the difference.